I'm going to blatantly ask a question.
Right.
As an Indian full-time gamer, how much do successful streamers, gamers make in India? How viable is it as a profession?
I think it's very skewed, to be very honest. The top gamers and top streamers make a lot of money. And there's like, if you go to the bottom of the chart, people are not making money at all.
Describe lot. Who's the number one gamer?
$1 million comfortably in a year.
This is a gamer.
This is a gaming content creator. It has to be a streamer at the
Who's
same
the
time.
top in India?
I think it could be Mortal, Scout, MythPat.
Like
and
few million
Pile.
subscribers on
million
YouTube.
Subscribers. Then we have techno gamers. They are comfortably making, money around that number.
And this money comes from?
Brand endorsements plus content, I think. Brand
YouTube-
endorsements really form a big chunk.
YouTube content.
Yeah, YouTube content. YouTube or Instagram.
Is it like PewDiePie? I remember looking at YouTube for a long time. PewDiePie had the largest subscribers. This is like that?
Sort of. Yes, he has been a inherent gamer. Like he has played games for quite a bit on his channel. So something of that kind.
Okay, remove content creators. Gamer.
Gamer, I would say people who have played at the highest level of esports, that is playing official tournaments for a franchised, or not a franchise, we don't have franchise here, but for a registered esports team. I think they could be doing close to 30-35 lakhs a year by just playing games professionally.
And how many of these people are there? Thousands?
Not really. I don't think at 35 lakhs it's 1,000. It could be the top 150. Right. Because it's very limited.
Where else in this domain can young people make money in India? Streamer, gamer, then?
Okay, so now this is where I want to come to the conversation that you're having with Joseph. What I feel that India does not really. So if you look at Indian market, gaming boomed in India 2019 mid. It's exactly when it started booming, and COVID happened, and the gaming industry just blew off the lids. I believe if you compare Indian gaming trajectory to Western and European market, like European and American market, you realize the graph was very steep. We moved at a very fast pace. We paced really well. Gaming in India grew by leaps and bounds compared to the pace at which other countries were coming in. But that is the consumption part of it. India has surpassed US and Brazil in terms of mobile game downloads. India has 568 million online gamers. So numbers are great. But there was a big void in the system, which was this, that we did not have the proper correct roles defined. People did not know what jobs are available. But people did not know that apart from being a mortal or a scout or becoming a gamer, there are other 100 domains where you can enter the gaming industry. So I believe that we are too young for that. The industry is too young for that. India will produce the best of games in coming years, but it's not going to happen at least for the next 5 years.
Why?
I believe that building games is super expensive. From what I have studied, I might be wrong and someone can correct me. I don't believe there were enough funds in India funding game development in India. Gaming, just like all the gaming funds, even Krafton Incubator was announced early this year, and then there's Lumika, and then I think even MPL is building a game. But all of this happened in the last 3-4 years. So if there were dreams, when we talk about talent exodus from India, if there were dreams 8 years back about building game in India, who would fund it? That's the point. I was just speaking to your one of your teammates.
I feel like money always follows talent.
It does, but then I believe that there needs to be a base for that ecosystem. I mean, like 8 years ago, if someone would have gone and said, I need $2 million or $3 million to build a game, no one would have given that person that money. I believe that. I could be wrong here, but that's what I feel, because I watched the industry only for the last 7-8 years. So I think that is the problem. So I think right now, it's doing good. The money has just started to come in. There are small studios that are trying to work really hard and will have a good game, and will have that point where we hold India's talent to India and build good games. And also, if you look at it, even he was mentioning it, that China has a stronghold. Tencent makes games that no one else can do it. That is one problem that the entire world is facing. So I believe that India will make its mark, but we need to give it time to breathe. Like, let it breathe. Let this industry breathe. We have talents. We have people who are now keen on developing games, because now they see the money coming in. I believe, you said money follows talent. I believe in India, talent goes where the money lies.
Both ways, I think.
Both ways. It's actually both ways.
Yeah. But I would say that if you look at Turkey, for example, right, and you had a few studios that had pretty big success there, Peak Games and now Dream Games. And then now there's a flood of money rushing to Turkey, right? And so similarly, if India had just a few successes on a global stage, I'm sure there would be a rush of money that would come here as well. There's already a number of global funds, right? So
There hasn't even been one outside of Ludo.
There's been Raji, which did pretty well.
Which one?
Raji. It's a game that was launched
Raji,
on Steam.
yeah.
yeah,
But then it's an indie.
It's an indie
Yeah.
game, but it did okayish. And I believe that what now Indus is, Super Gaming is building Indus. It's a very promising title. Even MPL is doing UGW Underworld Gang Wars. So let's see. I think there are games coming out. And I believe that India will have great games come out because I've seen Indian gamers are built different. We haven't had our the cricket movement of '83 yet for Indian esports. But once that happens, the boom should come in.
Are the incumbent Indian market leaders helping out? Like Nitish on your right?
Good question.
Definitely. I got great help from Nodwin. And I'm shooting for Krafton tomorrow. I have a shoot at 6 a.m.
Okay. So if I were a 20-year-old young guy or girl, how do I make money in gaming? I love gaming. I play it in my free time. My parents and my peers are giving me a hard time, saying that I'm wasting time and money and resources gaming. What is the path to build a successful career, path of least resistance in gaming?
So I'll talk about the path to becoming a gamer. Very hard truth. If you're 20-year-old, I have said it on record, and I always say it. Gaming cannot be the only thing that you're pursuing in India right now. You need to have a backup. You need to have a backup plan. If you are come from a business family, you're pursuing your studies, you need to continue doing that. Continue gaming as a passion until you are at the right place, in front of the right person, and at the right stage where you get to show your gaming talent. When I talk about India's top gamers, professional gamers or content creators, I believe they are nothing. There could be hundreds, thousands, lakhs of more skilled gamers and better content creators sitting at home. But it's so much about luck that they were at the right place at the right time. The timing matters so much. I wouldn't have been sitting here if I wouldn't had taken that break for a year from my academic career. Plus that the game, I started streaming on 28th July.
But if you don't do it full-time, how do you compete with the international ones doing it full-time?
Coming to the international stage is a very, very long story. If you're actually getting a chance to compete, that means you have made it nationally. I'm saying to make it nationally also, it's a very big luck factor. Because, so to explain
What is talent? I know in cricket, talent is time.
Right.
Maybe you have more time before you hit a ball.
Right.
Body, physical strength, all of that. What distinguishes one gamer from another in terms of talent?
Understanding of the game, the biggest thing. I think every game which is competitive in nature has so many strategical aspects to it that you need to give it real time to understand it. And believe me, a person who gives lot of time, there's a thing called meta. Meta is like what is something that is dominating which strategy is dominating the game right now. So how does a meta change? What is that strategy that changes? There is someone spending so much time on the game to bring out something different that gets him a win condition. Like, he starts winning games. And that's when everyone else adopts it. So I think talent is about that strategical input that you're bringing to a game. Apart from that, if you're playing a first-person shooter or shooting game, the reflexes matter a lot.
Reflex also
How
matter.
fast do you react to situations?
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.